Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20 plus years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video we're going to replace a compressor on a Sedan DeVille 67. Here's some of the tools you'll need for it. Generally about the same for most GM cars from the late 50s into the early 70s, actually late 70s, using this type of compressor.
So here we got a 67 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, okay, and obviously you can see here, well, it's kind of hard to tell actually, but this is the clutch on the AC compressor. You can see that it's pretty bad, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to replace the whole compressor. What we did before this is we took it to our dealer, they evacuated the system and then did a vacuum check on it. Okay, so what they did is they basically put in negative 30 pounds of pressure and made sure that the car held it. And it did, it held it for an hour. So that means that the system, as far as, you know, the condenser and all the lines and everything is all in good shape. But obviously this compressor needs to be changed, so we're going to change it and then have the AC charged, and hopefully everything else is in good shape and it'll work. Now to change the compressor, it's pretty easy. Okay, you've got a plug here to remove, which is nothing more than just pull on. Then there's an Allen screw, okay, right in behind, okay, right there. Okay, so we have to undo that Allen screw and take this off the back. Now you can hear a little hissing sound. That's actually vacuum going into the system. Okay, you never want to do this with a charge system because it's actually illegal to allow the gas to escape out. So there's that off. This bolt and pulling the compressor from that bracket. Okay, so there's our compressor out. So here's my original compressor. Here's my rebuilt one. See, everything's the same. Position there is the same. The clutch is all the same. Okay. Distance of the drive from there. All looks good. And then back, you can see that we're going to have to switch this bracket over. Okay, this will come out and it has new O-rings in it already. Okay, so we can switch this bracket over and then we'll bolt it on. Okay, you want to get these tight. I'm getting ready to reinstall the compressor. Remember, the compressor bolts into the bottom of this bracket, and this bracket pivots to tighten up your fan belt. Okay, I've got my two bolts back here ready. They're in. I'm just going to set them like that. Okay, and then I've also taken the O-rings off of here, and when I took this O-ring off, there's some rubber stuck in there, so I'm going to use a razor blade and clean that up a little bit. You want to make sure this is as clean as possible so your compressor and your lines get a good seal to each other. Here's the new compressor. Put it down in. Okay. Now at this point, there's a plug back here to protect the lines. We've got some pliers to pull the plug out. Okay. Make sure my O-rings are still in there. I'll get my torque with my Allen bolt started into the new compressor first. So here you can see that I'm just kind of slowly putting my compressor bolt in, making sure my lines go in correctly. And I'll just kind of hand tighten that for right now. I can set my compressor down into place. Okay, push my bolts through here and there. Washer, lock washer, and nut. To get these front ones in, what I'm going to do is take a small screwdriver here, put it through that hole, and just kind of have it lined up roughly there. And then I can get this one, we'll go right in. Pull this out, pry up on this bracket just a little bit here. This Cadillac, it actually has a cushioned mount so that it takes the vibration away from the compressor. Okay. I can tighten these 1/2-inch bolts from the compressor to the bracket. I can tighten them right up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten these up so they're almost tight. Here's my connector. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to tighten up these bolts so they're almost tight, and I'm going to use a crowbar to pry the compressor up and tighten up the belt, and then tighten the bolts. We can take our belt, make sure it's down around the bottom. Feed it up onto our compressor. Okay. Take a nice big pry bar here. Pull it that way. Tighten this bolt up here. And I want to tighten the rear one up as well here. Push it on the bar and tighten the bolt. Let's tighten up our Allen nut here. I'm actually using a T50 Torx bit. Works quite nicely. Doesn't have to be incredibly tight, but it should be tight. Probably about 40 foot-pounds. Okay, now that your compressor's been installed, you actually don't want to engage it until you've gone and had it fully charged, because the charge includes the oil and lubricant for the compressor. Okay, so I'm going to take it to my dealer, I'm going to have it charged, and we'll go from there.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.